What's going on, my beautiful people? On my way to the plasma bank. I uploaded some videos. I watch Tony Evans and another good pastor to watch on YouTube is Bill Winston. My cousin Michelle Jones, she put me up on him. Hold on, hold this. Yeah, he's pretty good. So today, we're going to talk about with the Lord present, police brutality. I watched the videos yesterday. You know, that's my first time really watching the video. Okay. We're in court. Right? God is the judge. You all are the jury. I'm a lawyer. We're going to talk about the Army man first. Now, different states got different laws. I don't know if he was in Maryland or Virginia. Where was he located? I do not know. Okay? I got the Army officer on the stand. I'm the lawyer. Remember, God the judge, you all the jury. I want you to have an open mind. Open mind. Don't take no sides. Open mind. Okay, sir. I understand that you feel disrespected. I can understand that. As a black man, you riding in the neighborhood, you having a lovely day, and all of a sudden, here comes police. From what's going on in the world, yeah, I'll feel threatened too. Yeah, I do understand. I can relate with you on that. But you as being an Army man, right? Let's say I'm put you on the front line. Put you on the front line. You got your grunts with you, and you're at war. Here comes a vehicle with tinted windows coming towards you. How are you going to feel? Are you going to draw your weapon? Now, you're in Iraq. You're surrounded by ISIS. ISIS all over there. Here it is, a vehicle with tinted windows come towards or come past the barracks. Are you going to draw your weapon and wonder what's going on? You can't see inside. You are on the front line. Now, if he get too close to the barracks, all your soldiers going to draw guns on him. And he's saying, ho, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, man, we at war. We at war. Now, put yourself, reverse that road. Yes, everything you have done, maybe you feel you wasn't violated. But if you're on law enforcement, any type of threat, you draw on your weapon. So, in regards to that, how do you feel? 9 times out of 10, he gonna say, well, where I'm from, we tint windows. It's okay. All right, no problem. I'm not saying that your tinted windows broke the law. I'm saying that if you were them and you was in Iraq surrounded by ISIS, and somebody come around there with tinted windows, it's going to put you on edge. So now be careful. You are in the military. God can put you in an environment the same way. I'm telling you, I'm not even in law enforcement. But if my job is to serve and protect, and I'm a good guy, and if you come in my community with dark tinted windows and what's going on in society, mass shootings, young people getting shot, I'm questioning, what's going on? I can't see you. I'm gonna tell you, get out the vehicle. Because I don't know what you got in your hands. Get out the vehicle. I wanna see you. And I'm gonna call backup. I'm telling you the truth. And if you real, you will do the same thing. If I'm on the front line, I'm in the Army, I'm calling Sarge. What you want to do with this vehicle? I can't see no one. I don't know if they got a bazooka. I don't know if they got grenades. I don't know if they're trying to target me, trying to target you. I don't know what's going on. So be careful. The God that you serve can put you in the same environment. So now that you are in this environment, okay, how they might have talked to you may have been disrespectful. How they might have handled it might have been different how you would have handled it. But if you didn't have tinted windows, it wouldn't have came about. It wouldn't have came about. And that's the whole scenario. Now you want to press charges on the city. Okay. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you should. I'm saying that you are in the military. Be careful. Be careful. The God that you serve, he's a just God. He's a righteous God. He's a righteous God. God might have put you in that situation to let you know, hey man, you're on the wrong side. So now he's got to wake you up. So be careful. Now, hold on. If I have a vehicle, I'm not saying I won't have tinted windows, but you'll be able to see inside. Just think. Put yourself in an environment where you can't see the enemy. You don't know who it is. You're being shot at every day. Here it is, ISIS blowing up things. ISIS kill kids, kill women, put bombs inside of vehicles and drive it inside the barracks. And here's a car with tinted windows coming around you. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel it's a threat. And you're going to pursue it. Because you're scared. You are scared. Mass shootings in school. Maybe you haven't been tested yet. A slow gun is a dead gun. Remember that. A slow gun is a dead gun. What's the code on the street that y'all use? I'd rather be judged by 6 than carried by 6. Don't be carried. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So put yourself in them shoes. If you're out, if you're a drug dealer, and you out on the street, here's a car with tinted windows, keep riding by. It's a threat. You're looking at home, wait a minute, what's going on? Why does this car keep riding by here? It's a threat. Look at it like that. Don't look at it as, okay, I'm a good guy. I just got tinted windows. I'm going to see my girlfriend. I'm going to see my mother. Going to see my father. And here come the cops out of the blue bothering me. You understand what I'm saying? Because it might have been God. It might have been God telling you there's something coming in the near future that is going to be the same way as you see this. And you might pull the trigger. So he's letting you know, listen, tone it down. Tone it down. Because I see that you're going to pull the trigger. I see that you're going to shoot. And I'm not letting these cops shoot you. Because I need you. But I need you to understand, in the near future, you're going to pull that trigger. Because you're going to be scared. So I'm showing you in advance, so now you can calm down so you don't have to pull that trigger. Okay? So now, I asked the court, I'm not saying that these law enforcement officers need to be fired. I'm not saying these law enforcement officers need to have a criminal case against them. I'm saying to you, what will you do if you're on the front line? How would you handle a threat? Do you think these officers need to be fired? Do you? Because the God we serve is just. He's a just God now. He kills babies, he kills women, he kills men. He's a just God. God will kill 1 million people and don't think nothing of it. Because he can make 1 million more. So think about what you're doing. I think it just was an accident. I think it just was an accident. I think that these men are innocent. Because I know I could be in that same environment. I could be in a hostile environment. Excuse me. I could be in a hostile environment. I could be not knowing who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, but this guy have a face of hurting someone. And I have a weapon. He makes a move, I draw. I draw my weapon because I'm scared. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You understand? So I need you to be open-minded about this. Before you say, I want to do a lawsuit, because God is a just God. I'm telling you, you do not want to get on his bad side, because he might have did this to show you what you're about to do tomorrow. And if you pull that trigger, they're going to lynch you. Because you're making a big deal of it now. They're going to lynch you. Do you understand that? So if you want to file charges, go ahead. But you get in that military and you pull that weapon and you shoot an innocent person, you're done. You're done, buddy. I'm telling you, you're done. Because you're making a big deal out of it now. God might have been showing you what's going to happen for you tomorrow. So I say these men need to, I'm not saying that they don't need to be corrected. I think I asked the God, judge, and jury to just give them time off. Maybe go through more training to help others in the same situation. Leave of absence and bring them back. I'm not saying to fire them. Because if you wasn't out the ordinary, they wouldn't have never powered. It would have never stopped you. They didn't know you was black. They didn't know you was white. They didn't know you was Puerto Rican. They didn't know you was a Latino. They didn't know that. So you can't say it's racial profiling because they couldn't see you. Understand? So just be careful. Be minded. Ask God. Talk to God. And say, God, why is this? Because he brought it to you. He allowed it to happen to you for a reason. Be thankful you're not hurt. Because you might have an attitude and he's showing you, look, I'm trying to keep you out of jail. I'm trying to keep you from being sued. Because you have an attitude. And the only way that I can get through to you is doing it to you. I rest my case, Your Honor. All right, case closed now. With this kid being shot and killed in Minneapolis. I seen the video. I don't know how it started. We in court. God the judge. You are the jury. Your Honor, there is a problem. Well, we all know there's a problem in America with police and people of color. There are too many mistakes, death, and people getting hurt. Your Honor, I don't know, every time the accident or somebody get hurt, the public of society comes down on the police. Okay? If a person is walking down the street, not bothering no one, nothing, he might fit a description of whatever, and the cops approach him. If they approach him correctly, excuse me, sir. How you doing, sir? The reason I'm stopping you today, you fit the description of a person that committed a crime. May I see some ID, please? Now, by him dressing like that, and if the suspect be like still rebuking, it's not the police officer. Now, the body cam is the most important thing, but you need a microphone with that body cam. Because if the police officer are addressing them as a human being and they still are neglecting the police officer, you need to make an example of the person that's rebuking the police officer. You need to throw the book at this person that's rebuking the police officer, because they are making it bad for the police officers. Now, if a police officer was to stop, slam on the brake, hey, excuse my French, get the fuck on the ground. What the fuck you think you doing here? You don't belong here, you motherfucker. You nigger, you this and you that. Of course. Throw the book at that police officer. Because he's provoking. But if he addressed you, excuse me, sir, there was a crime committed. May I see some ID, please? That's it. You got the body cam. You got a microphone. You throw the book at that person rebuking the police officer. You hang them. Because this has to stop. Now, my client was shot. The officer said he made a mistake. He meant to pull a stun gun, but he pulled his weapon and shot him. Okay. It's possible. Who was us to say that, he might put his gun on the right side, but he was talking to his wife or someone, got him disturbed, so he put his stun gun on the right side and put his weapon on the left side. Because he was distraught. His wife got him upset. Kids got him upset. That's possible. You gotta look at it like that. But if he's trying to get away, right? He just got in his car and he's trying to pull off, correct? He's resisting. We need to find out, was the officer being disrespectful approaching this person? That's first. I'm not saying that he's wrong for approaching him, but are he disrespectful in approaching him? That's first. If he wasn't disrespectful, then my client has no case. So until we can find out how that officer approached, how was his tone, I want to prolong this case until we get all of the witnesses. And sometimes witnesses is not right. Some of them lie. Some of them only film what they want to show. But until we get how that officer approached, we wasting our time. And that's being real in the court. If we can't find evidence that officer was true and being respectful and approaching him, we throw the book at the officer. Because that video just shows a suspect trying to get away. So why he trying to get away for? So can I ask for a recess to gather more intel on this matter? Because I need to find out why my client was trying to resist the officer. Not all police are bad. And not all people that they stop are bad. Hold on, I gotta take my jacket off. It's warm. All right. So that's that. So y'all be the judge and jury on that one. I can't defend my client, and I can't I can't go after the police until you find out how was the tone of that officer. Was he aggressive? In that matter. Okay? But we have to, now police reform, it's all about communication. You know, we need to address the police officers as addressing a person. It's something different. If it's a hostile environment, you do what you got to do. But on a traffic stop, sir, ma'am, there was a problem. I need to see your ID. I thank you for your patronage. I thank you for your patience. But we're trying to resolve an issue that goes on in the community. Check, get the ID, and they still rebuke, say, well, you know, I don't know. Because if they rebuke, it's showing, okay, it's already a hostile incident that happened. It's a problem. So the officer has to get more aggressive. You understand? He got to get more aggressive because there's a hostile environment. It may have been a shooting. It may have been someone getting beaten. It may have been a murder. It may have been a mass shooting. You don't know what it was. So the person is rebuking. They have no other choice but to get more aggressive. You understand? So police reform should be communication. Hold on. Allergy is terrible. That's police reform. I gotta cross the street. That's where you start. Okay? That's where you start. You don't take your belt out and whoop the police if they're not doing anything wrong. Okay? Now, let's talk about church. Let's talk about church. Let me change hands. My right hand. There you go. Let's talk about church. A lot of kids don't have two parents in the house, and they don't really have a understanding of God and religion, and that's probably why there's so much chaos in the world. So let's talk about it. Through my eyes only. I can't speak about no one else. The hardest religion or path towards God is Baptist, Christianity. Now, they have so many ways, Pentecostal. That's the hardest way to God. Let me explain. When you go to church, it says, come as you are. Right? It says, come as you are. But it doesn't say, leave as you are. You understand? Come in there gay. Come in there a rapist. Come in there a child molester. Come in there a racial hatred. Come in there as a serial killer. Come in there as a person that cheats on his wife. Come as you are. Come in through the doors, walk into the doors. But that doesn't mean when you walk out, you're the same person. You understand? Come as you are doesn't mean leave as you are. That's why it's hard for someone that doesn't know God to follow Christianity. Because they keep saying, yeah, there's no one perfect. You're right, it's no one perfect. But you got to change. You got to change. If you're not changing, something ain't right. You understand? Something ain't right. If you're not changing, you're not being convicted. That's why it's hard to understand God through the church. The church allows gays to come in there and let them do whatever. Do whatever. It's okay. God accept it. It's okay. You came in there gay and you leave out gay, it's no problem. You came in there adulterer, you leaving out adulterer. It's okay. Just come back. Just keep coming back. See what I'm saying? So a person comes in there corrupt. And they've been in church maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And you're a new guy coming in there. So you're seeing new and you're saying, whoa, what's going on here? No one changed. So you're saying to yourself, well, if they didn't change, God loves them. He loves me. Hold on. Sorry about that, allergy. Now, God doesn't hear everyone's prayer. Believe that. Because you call on him doesn't mean he hears you. I could say he doesn't respond. He might hear you, but don't respond. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't respond to gay. I'm not saying he doesn't respond to a child molester. I'm not saying he doesn't respond to a serial killer. What I'm saying is, if you come into his house of worship, he expects you to change. He expects to see a change in you. He expects your walk to be different. He expects your talk to be different. You just can't come into church who you are today and leave out tomorrow and be the same person. Nah. You can't do that. Because God won't hear you. You have to be, God chastises who he loves. He has to correct you. If he doesn't correct you, if he doesn't chastise you, you don't even have a relationship with him. If he's not correcting you, you have no relationship with him. You're not saved. I'm telling you right now. You can go to church 15 years. If he's not correcting you, you're not saved. So that's why it's hard in the church. Okay? Everyone that goes to church isn't going to make the interstate. They're not even going to get on the interstate to get to heaven.
I have to take my exam tomorrow.
Okay? So now, that's why it's hard. It's very hard to get a relationship with God through the church. Not unless you have a pastor that convicts you of your sin. And to a pastor to convict you, he can't be afraid of the government. He can't be afraid of gay society. He can't be afraid of lawmakers. He can't be afraid of the world. His job is to lead you. You understand? His job is to lead you. And to lead you, he has to burn you. He got to burn what's inside you. He's going to be ridiculed. He's going to be prosecuted. He's going to be hated by society, community, the government, people that doesn't want God. He's going to be hated. See, if I have a church, right, it's going to be like this. Come in as you are, but don't come back tomorrow as you are. As you were, rather. Come in today, or whoever you are. You're open to come in. But if you don't change tomorrow, don't come back. Change something about you. Change how you network with people. Something got to change. You understand? So, you have to give them the law. You have to give a gay couple the law of why Jesus came in the flesh to lead us. You have to give them the law. You have to tell them, look, I don't care if you don't come back to my church. I don't care if you don't speak to me no more. I don't care if you call my senator on me. I don't care if you protest me saying I have rights. Yeah, you do have rights. But your rights is not inside here. You have no rights inside here. Okay? Let's understand that. You have all the rights in the world. You have rights for your employment. You have rights to walk the street. You have rights to go wherever you want. But when you come here, it's the rights of God. Believe that. I get chastised for not giving you the truth. Do you understand that? God punished me for me not giving you the truth. So, what do I care about this government coming down on me? God can erase everyone in this government and make a new government. So be careful. Now, take your rights and go out in the world. But here, you have no rights. There's only one way. There's only one way when you come inside these doors. One way. Did nobody tell you you got to stay here? Did nobody tell you You got to build a house here. Did nobody tell you that you have to come here? You come here to seek God. So I'm going to give him to you. I'm going to give him to you. Do not come back the same way you were the first time you came in here. Do you understand that? You can't come back. That will be my church. You got it. So that's why it's hard to understand the church. See, if I'm a pastor, I'm not going to be on the bullhorn saying what God doesn't like. I'm going to be on the bullhorn inside my church. Don't come here like that. Yeah, no. You can come in. You can come in like that. Yeah, you can come in. You absolutely right. You can come in there, two men hugging and kissing. Yeah, you can come in my church the first day. But don't come back the second day with the same thing. Because you're not being convicted. God loves you. If God doesn't chastise you, you're not saved. Unbelieve that. Stay in the world. Don't come to his facility. Okay? And that's the best way I can tell you, because if God gives you a responsibility, it's to lead people. You cannot take a blanket and put over somebody that's cold. If you're supposed to turn the heat up or turn the heat down. If God tell you turn the heat down, you can't give a person a blanket. You gotta let them be cold. If God turns the air conditioner up, you can't. If God turns the heat up, you can't give them a fan to cool down. Believe that. You have to do the will of God if you're going to be his disciple. You can't worry about President Biden. You can't worry about Governor Hogan. You can't worry about your senators. You can't worry about your mayor. You can't worry about people not liking you. You can't worry about that. Okay? You can't worry about it. You can't serve mammon and God too. You got to give them the law. And the government comes down on you, you tell them, listen, I pay taxes here. This is my house. God built this house. I didn't tell them they have to come here. I didn't tell them to this is where you live. This is the law. This is the law. Now, outside of this building, they can do whatever they want. But here, they're going to respect the law. Just like they got to respect the law outside there. When I go outside this building, I got to respect your law. I can't run red lights. I can't go rob banks. I can't talk bad about the president. I can't threaten the president. I got laws out there. Just like it's laws out there, it's laws in here. This is God's way. Do not come back. Point blank. Do not come back. And you got to stand on your ground. You got to stand on your ground. If they come to you, well, pastor, FBI comes to me, what do you want? Well, I got to tone nothing down. When I get outside this building, yes, I got to tone down to your laws. But in here, there's a law, and there's a God that's a mighty strong God. He will wipe you out. He will wipe you out. He will wipe you out in front of your kids. You could be in a car accident, he can decapitate you. Do you understand that? Because of his grace, you made it home. You made it here today because of his grace. You don't know who you're dealing with. God is the biggest gangster you can ever think of. He's the biggest terrorist. God will wipe out 1 million people and don't think nothing about it and have a party in heaven. He will kill 1 million people and have a party in heaven because he can say, I'll make 1 million more. He don't care about you or your laws. And I'm supposed to fear you? A man that can cut my leg off as I'm driving a car in an accident? I'm supposed to fear you? I don't fear you. I fear God. In here, it's the God laws. Out there is the world laws. They do not come inside my facility the same way they did the first day. Point blank. Don't come. I don't need your money. And that's how you got to be. That's how you got to be. Then if they giving you a hard time, only thing you got to do is say, come outside and say, Lord, I'm trying. I want to make you smile, Lord. But it's this country that doesn't make me, that doesn't give me the will to make you smile. It's this country, Lord, that hinders me from trying to get a relationship with you, Lord. It's this country, Lord, that's stopping me from trying to touch you, Lord. So I need you to remove anything that's stopping me from getting a better relationship with you, Lord. I need you to wipe out the head of FBI to get them to understand that you are the true only one. I need you to wipe out the White House cabinet for me to get a relationship with you, God. I need you to wipe out the Speaker of the Capitol Hill, Lord, for me to get a relationship with you, God. And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Ask him to remove anything that's blocking you from him. And he will. Either he'll do it physically. You know, they could be in a plane crash. He can do it in a car accident. He can give them sickness. Or he will change their insight. If he needs them for a later day, he's going to change their mind. But if he doesn't need them to do a will, he's going to wipe them out. Believe that. If he looks into tomorrow, if he doesn't need you in a place, you can best believe you're gone. And if he needs you, he's going to change your mind. He's going to break you. He's going to break you. Trust me, he's going to break you. So don't play with the Most High. Don't play. You tell the government, don't play with God. You might not believe in him, but don't play with him. He will kill you. God will kill your whole family violently without man's hands. God can pick up a truck in a tornado and drop it on your house violently. God can cause an earthquake and have a 2-ton piece of concrete fall right on you violently. Violently. God can have an insect bite you and make you cripple from the neck down, wishing you were dead, violently. You don't play with God. Give them the truth. Okay? Now, that's why it's hard to know relationship with God in the church. Now, Islam is more uniform. People pray together. They are more aggressive. They are more of aggressive. Okay? They are more soldier-like for God. Okay? So you can see a uniform so you can understand what God is. Because if you're not in that uniform, you doesn't fit in. See what I'm saying? So it's easy to see. If they following God, it's easy for you to see. Now, Jews, Catholics, I've been to the Catholic Church. Now, I got nothing against the Catholic Church. But if you follow the Catholic Church, and if you're seeking God, he's going to pull you away. I'm telling you right now, he's going to pull you away. Because he's not going to stand for the Pope being before him. He ain't going to stand it. He'll allow you to be there to get some type of formation. But if you seeking him and just want and only him, he's going to pull you away from the Pope. I'm telling you that right now. He will pull you away. Catholic, he does things a little different. But if you pursuing him, the true God, the living God, you can't have no middleman. You can't have no middleman. You can't have the Pope saying Pope, praising the Pope. You can't do that. Because either he's going to remove you or he's going to remove him. And if he needs the Pope to do something, that means he's going to do something to you. If he don't need the Pope, he's going to remove the Pope. Because he's not going to stand to be second. He will not be second. Believe that. He will not be second. He will corrupt that Pope. He will make the Pope change the way he think. Because you are misleading one of his kids. He's not going to have it. I'm telling you that right now. He will not stand. He will not stand to be second. So, there's nothing wrong by going to Catholic Church. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's nothing wrong you getting a relationship doing the Catholic way. There's nothing wrong with it. But once you step out of line and get questions saying, God, why do they wear purple? Or why is Virgin Mary this and that? And you getting questions. You can best believe you are seeking him. And you can't have no middleman. He will pull you away from the Pope. Okay? So if you happy under the Pope, that means you happy with the Pope as being your God. You understand? You happy because the Pope is your form of a God. God doesn't care. God could be anything you want him to be. But if you seeking him, the true him, you can't have no middleman. Believe that. I could be your father. And if you seeking him, I'm in the way. Because he can't show you his true self. And you still worship what you used to worship. You understand? He can't reveal himself to you and you have an idol. You can't, he got to remove. See, Jesus got to prepare you to meet Jesus. Jesus got to prepare you for the Father. That's why, you know, sometimes you got to walk, strengthen your heart. You got to get strengthened to see the Father. If God just pop up in your life today, you'll die. But Jesus have to strengthen you, prepare you for the Father. He's a consuming fire. God don't smile. You can best believe that. If he smiles, you're one of it. You're one of. I don't know if he smiled for Jesus. I don't know if he smiled for Jesus. He's a spirit. He don't have emotions. God does not care about anything. He don't have emotions. So for him to come up in your life right now, if you're not saved, you will die. Jesus has to prepare you for him. So By Jesus preparing you for him, Jesus got to take things out your life that's idols. He got to remove what you like. He got to remove what you worship. He got to remove what you love for you to see God. Because God is not going to stand to be second. He will not be second. He won't be second to your car. He won't be second to your wife. He won't be second to your husband. He won't be second to your kids. Now, let me explain something to you about your kids. God hates your firstborn. He hates your firstborn. Your firstborn child, he despises. Because you love him. Seek God. And you love your firstborn. Watch what problems your firstborn goes through. Drug addicts, in jail, incarceration, dead, homelessness. God hates your firstborn. You can best believe that. You seeking him, you better put everybody on the back burner. Because he will not stand to be second. The first thing he want to hear is, how you doing, God? He don't want to hear you pick up the phone. Where you at, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? You can forget that. Hold on. You understand? So, now you understand. If a true man of God mislead his kids, he's coming. He is coming. You can best believe he's coming. He controls the bees. He controls the birds. He controls the snakes. He controls the bear. He controls the lions. He controls the bears. He controls your dog. He can control anything he wants. You can have a faithful dog. Your dog can be so faithful to you, he won't see nothing. But only thing God got to say, boom, step in the house, I'm here. Your dog will feel some kind of way towards you because God is in him. God can get into anything. Anything. Believe that. Okay? God used the birds to communicate with you. He can use your job to communicate with you. You don't play with God. Now you might you might be an actor. Yeah, you can play around with Jesus on a movie scene. Yes, you could. But don't play around with the Father if you're an actor. If you get a role, acting role, and it tells you to play with God, you better turn it down. Because if God feels some kind of way, goodbye. Goodbye. You can play with Jesus. Don't play with the Father. He does not play. There's only one way. The Father's way. He doesn't bend. He doesn't bite. He doesn't even look at you unless you look through Jesus. He won't even communicate with you unless you talk to Jesus. If he come to you and you don't know Jesus, you're dead. You're dead. I'm telling you, you're dead. There's no life in you. He can get inside your car. He can get inside your plane. He can tell a squirrel to do whatever. He can tell a squirrel to bite your brake line. He can have a bird fly into your engine, the bird on your plane. God can do all these things. Don't play with him. Okay? Now, Jews, Catholic Jews, the American Jew. I don't know, the American Jew can be misleading sometimes. It can be misleading sometimes. Let me explain. You can look at a Jew and think that a Jew and a Muslim have something in common. A Jew networks with himself. What I mean himself, his network. A Jew doesn't go outside his network. If you're welcome inside his network, you got a friend. You have a true friend. But they don't network with anybody. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be brought in the network of a Jew. American Jew. I can't speak about the Jews from other countries because I really don't know them. But the American Jew, you have to be brought into their network. You're not brought into their network, you will never be a part of them. What else? What else? Hold on. My allergy. Excuse me. They all of them 5% and stuff like that. I don't. Anything that believes that they are a God, I tend to fall back. Because I know the Father is not going to stand for me thinking that I'm equal to him. You understand? God is not going to allow me to say I'm a God and be equal with him. There's nothing equal to him. Okay? Now, God can be in you, but equal? Nah. Nothing equal to God. Nothing. You can't do 1% of what God can do. You can't do 1% of what God can do. You don't have enough memory to remember the things you have done in your whole entire life. You'll forget more than you know. God don't forget. Remember that. The older you get, you'll lose memory of everything, most of the things you know. You will forget more than you know in life. God never forgets. You couldn't do 1% of what God can do. I don't care if you call yourself 5%er, God body, you can't do 1% of what God can do. So I don't network with them. I don't. Because I know God will make a fool out of me. He'll make a fool out of you saying that you are a God. God, you have to deny yourself among people before God. If you're getting too much of attention and God sees that you're getting too much of attention, you can best believe you're going to fall. You got to fall. You're getting too big. Like the government put a monopoly on Microsoft, God will put a monopoly on your life. You're too big. They see you before they see me. Can't have that. That's why I tell you, if you're a Catholic and you seeking him, he gonna do something to make the Pope disown you from that church, or you're gonna have to walk away from it. He's not gonna stand to be second. It's not gonna stand. That's the true God. Like I say, you can play around with Jesus. You know, they get these movies, they be in church, call on Jesus. Yeah, you can do that. But don't play with the Father. Don't play with the Father. I'm telling you, do not play with the Father. You could be President Biden. I would tell President Biden, don't play with the Father. I tell United States military, all branches. Yeah, you can play with Jesus. Don't play with the Father. God can use a small country to wipe you out. He loves less resources. He will take the smallest country in which you don't think has any type of threat against you and wipe you out. Do not play with the Father. You may think you're the biggest power. God has your weakness on his pinky. He will wipe you out. Do not play with the Father. Now, Jesus, you can say anything you want about Jesus, because Jesus is the way to the Father. Because you don't have a way, you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you don't even know God. And that's real. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you don't know God. He's a consuming fire. He's like the sun in the sky. You can't get close to him without burning up. He's a consuming fire. And God revealed to me he is the sun. That's that big orange ball or yellow ball in the sky. That's the Father. That's the Father. You can't see him, you lose your vision. You look into that sun, you lose your vision. So be careful. Now, let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the world, global warming. Now, if God allowed global warming to happen, it's for a reason. Maybe man or scientists only see the negative of the global warming, but there's something in the days or years to come that global warming is going to help us sustain life. Maybe God is making more of a land, or he need more water. Maybe the water that we have in the ocean is not pure, so it's that frozen liquid. He has to melt to make the water pure. I don't know, but everything he does is for a reason. You can do whatever you want, but if he doesn't want it to exist, all your tries will be attempts. You know, you have to go with him. You can't go against the grain with God. You have to go with him. You have to follow him. You know, you have to follow him. Okay? He's a good God, but he's a just God. He's a just God. The first time I seen God, it was Hurricane Sandy, I believe. One of them hurricanes. He had his face in the trees and the wind was blowing. Didn't smile. It didn't smile. It did not smile. The wind, the trees was blowing like whoosh, whoosh, but that face in the trees was right there. Then every time I used to walk, I'm living in Walsall. I used to walk to the library, and I could see red eyes on both sides of the road. And the Bible talks about the red eyes. Talks about it. God said, I'm watching you. This the Father said, I'm watching you. I got my eyes on you. I couldn't have no idols. God came to me many a time, said, I'll wipe out who you love. I'll wipe them out. I'm not second to no one. We had an earthquake in D.C., right? I was working in the woods. And to this day, if you think I'm lying, you can go talk guy I was working with. God used my voice. I told him it was an earthquake. Before the earthquake happened, I told him, earthquake. God shook my feet. And I was by a dead tree. He said, get away from the dead tree. Get away from that dead tree. And when he shook, right? When he shook the earth, the next day, the next day or the same day, Jesus appeared to me. He was about 4 feet off the ground. I tell you no lie. It was a loud, screaming sound, pitch. My heart was beating fast. I thought I was about to die. I thought I was having a heart attack. But he appeared to me and said, I did not come to destroy man. I came to save him. No lie. I tell you no lie. After an earthquake, he will appear. After the earthquake, he will appear. If you seeking him, he will appear. But it's after an earthquake. God told me, this was I think I was in New Jersey. He told me, walk. I need your heart strengthened. I need to have your heart strong. This was way before that earthquake. He had to strengthen my heart for me to see the Father. Because that day, I tell you no lie, the sound of it is deadly. The sound of him coming is deadly. It's deadly. I thought I was dying. I had to grab my heart. It's a deadly sound. It's a loud, pitching sound, and it's only you can hear it. It's a loud sound. Then he appeared 4 feet off the ground, all white. All white. He's saying, I did not come to destroy man. I came to save man. And he told me, get away from that dead tree. And I told Sean Francis, You're Sean Francis in Walsall. If you think I'm lying, talk to him. I told him that earthquake was coming. My feet began to shake, and I could see the waves in the air. It was like a wave in the air. You know how you see waves in the ocean? It's waves in the air. And God says, get away from that dead tree. And that dead tree was rocking. So get away from it. Like that dead tree was trying to fall on me. So God had to let me know, get away from that dead tree. I had to move away from the tree. I'm going to tell you another time God came to me. I was in New Jersey. I was walking across the street. And I was on Springfield Avenue. There was 2 New Jersey Transit buses, one coming towards, one coming in both directions. There was a thunderstorm. I'll never forget it. It was a big thunderstorm. I mean, lightning was strong. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm in the middle of the street. And buses, you know that yellow line in the middle of the street? So I had to turn sideways, right? A big lightning bolt came in front of me. And it was like cushion. Them buses just pushed away from me. I tell you no lie. It was a big lightning bolt, and it was like a big puller that pushed them buses away from me. I'm telling you, he's real. I tell you no lie, he's real. He's real. He is real. I was sleeping in my bed. His face appeared. It's like a big giant. It's a face in the foot of my bed. He's real. Don't play with him. The only way you're going to know the Father is through Jesus. And if you do know the Father, you better put him first. Because he will wipe out your family. Anything you worship, he will wipe them out. And just the other day, I was dreaming. I had me a Volkswagen, right? I had a Volkswagen car. And it's like I was going to work. I was in New Jersey. God brought this white Volkswagen to come hit the car. My car was all bangled up. I couldn't even go to work. It was a white car with a white spirit saying, I'm going to take out that car. You worship me. When I was in Rockaway, Maryland, I was walking. God used an eagle or a hawk to talk to me. He said, white vehicle. Follow the white vehicle. When I was coming somewhere. I was on the interstate. It was a white truck, white spirit truck coming on the highway. God always said, follow the white truck. But in the natural, right, it's black. But spiritual is white. It's a white vehicle. When God comes to you in the spirit, it's white. It's all white. It's all white. When you start seeing the red eyes on the side of the road, on both sides of the road, that's God. That's God telling you, I'm watching you. I got my eyes on you. When there's danger about, his face appears. When I see his face, I know there's a problem around. There's a problem. I gotta be on point. He's let me know I'm watching them, and I'm watching you. So now I'm on point. So if I was a police officer and I see his face, I know that there's a problem. I know there's a problem. When I see his face, it's a problem. I can see things. As long as I don't see his face, everything's okay. When I see his face, you can best believe there's a problem. Okay? So, I don't know what time it is. Let me end this video. I'm here at the BioLife. I might have to go to McDonald's because It was sunny. If I don't eat, he gets mad. He will get mad if I don't eat. So let me end this video. I gotta see what time it is. Alright? Talk to you now after I get the arm. After I get the arm plugged in. Alright? Bye.